Good morning, everybody. I made a few more tags this morning that will go into my little golden book, the Nutcracker. So they will go somewhere in here in a pocket. So I thought I'd come on to the video, do a video while I made a few more tags. This one, I smushed some gauze, coffee dyed gauze, in between two puzzle pieces and then put a little Tim Holtz sticker on there. It says hold on. Let's make him a little roughed up. There we go. Okay. Couple of bulb pins, eyelet on the tag and the ribbon. I've never done an eyelet on the ribbon before, and I like that. I really like it. Okay, so these are ready to go. And for these tags, I'm going to use my collage medium, Tim Holtz Distress Collage Medium in matte. It's going to be clear. And these two tags will go down into this fabric pocket of this tag here. May need a little something right there, but we're gonna work on these two right now. And I have inked just some hand-torn pieces of copy paper. This is from a paper pad, Christmas themed, somewhere in my floor. This is as well that I got at Michael's. All right, so we're just gonna get into this one first. We're gonna kind of look at how we're gonna place everything. The bird is just about as wide right there. And then the tree.
I didn't get that. Could you try again?
And then Mary. Mary may have to go a little askew. Okay, so let's get what I like to use to protect my table is just a August mail order catalog. So I have my paintbrush, I have my jelly jar of just a little water that I will leave it in between because it does dry pretty quickly. I've got my paper towels. All right, so I'm ready. I've inked this with Vintage Photo. Also, I used Tim Holtz Distress ink in tea dye because it's a lighter shade than the Vintage Photo. So this was a white. These areas here were just stark white, like that. So I just went over the white areas. Didn't want to go as dark as the Vintage Photo, so I just used the tea dye. Okay, let's go. See if I can get this open. Okay, great. I had fun collaging the other day. I have another video where I did a lot more tags. Okay, so let's see here. I'm going to work in this small area here. Put it, get it back on there. All right, how's everybody doing today? Oop, I probably want to do my tree first. Let's try to get that on there real quick. Real quick. Get my tree. tree. I like the hand-torn look of the paper. I'm going to put this bird a little sideways, and then we'll do this guy right here. I'm gonna have to order some more. So a terrible thing happened this morning. I needed some more glue, some more Fabri-Tac. So I went on Joann's and they had a special little promotion, 25% off and like $1.99 shipping no matter what your total was. So that was a mess. Okay. So I ended up with a Joann's order. But here is why I needed more Fabri-Tac. I was getting down in my Fabri-Tac to the volcano stage. If you don't know what that is, it's when you're done applying your glue, you tilt your bottle back up and it just keeps coming out. That's called the volcano stage. A lot of times you can just burp it really quickly when you do tip it upright, and that will help with the volcano. But I thought I'll just refill my bottle with Eileen's Fabric Fusion. I thought it's probably the same stuff. Well, don't do that. Don't do that. What has happened is this has turned white and it's pretty solid in there. You're not going to probably be able to see. But the top part here is way thinner than my Eileen's. So the chemicals have combined. This is trash now. I'm not even going to try to use it. It's so watery. So lesson learned, don't combine glues. Big mistake. So that was probably about $8 worth of Fabri-Tac out the window. Maybe $6. Okay, so here we go. We've got this one done. And like I said, this will go down in the pocket here of this tag. So we'll set him to dry. Now I'm going to try something that I haven't done before. And that is use some Tim Holtz, what do you call it? Where are you? Okay, it's this one here. Collage paper in Botanical. I used my water pen to rip a section off, because you know it's very difficult to tear. And I'm gonna do that right here, even though it's probably gonna all be covered up. So let's try, that's gonna probably go there. Maybe that right there. It's from an old book. Maybe this bird. Wow, he just fits like that. I like this holly. And I said in my last video, don't overthink it. But I am. All right, so I typically, this is a conundrum here. Okay, let's try that. We'll save this guy for another day or another. This is a container from when I bought mushrooms. It's perfect. There's no little holes like some containers are. So I use it as I'm working through. And it's easy. It sits right there on my desk. So just a tip right there. Okay, so let's, like I said, I've not used this before. I wonder if I need to put down my collage medium first on the tag and then lay that down. Is that how that works? Let's try it. Let's try it. I think it's supposed to basically disappear. Try to go slowly to smooth out my bubbles. Okay. So what were we gonna do? Okay, so from art class, I know the eye wants the larger section down at the bottom. It's just the way your eye kind of wants to see things. So let's see how that looks. All right. I'm going to try to use a thinner layer than I did the other day of my collage medium. Oh, no, no, no. That's probably gonna have to be ripped off. My tags, ooh, curled. Now he's stuck to my finger. Okay. My tags curled and I ironed them, and I did a little YouTube short where I ironed them. Let's see. Okay. So this is not really a educational video, I guess. Just kind of blew some money on a sale, ruined some glue. Oh, come on. All right. There we go. It's down anyway. So now I'm gonna just try to do this a little bit thinner than I did the other day. I think they'll still probably curl a little bit. That's fine. Oof, I should get some more. Okay. All right. Brush is in the water. That's pretty. Oh, I really like that. Looks like a glob of glue. Let's get my brush, dry it off right there. Okay. All right. I really like that. I really like that. Okay, so we'll set that to dry. Set this other one to dry. So now I have made this. Whoop. Let's turn the page, shall we? So we don't make a bigger mess. Okay. So I had made this envelope. Just a little craft envelope from Amazon. I have glue everywhere. Ugh. And so I had to have some thinner tags to go in there. That's a little bit too tall. Let's see how much. That's a little bit too tall. Maybe this one would fit. So we're going to need to do a few things to these tags. Yep, just a little bit off the top. Real quick. My trimmer out. Did any of you have the Martha Stewart trimmer? I bought one a few years ago, and you cannot get blades for it. I'm very, very disappointed. How do you sell a paper trimmer and then stop selling the blades? To me, that seems like forced upgrade. Okay, well, this one will fit. Okay. one will fit. Maybe just a little itty bitty bitty. You really need a sharp blade if you're going to take a little tiny strip off of there. Okay, not saving that. I'm kind of making myself a rule on not saving itty bitty pieces of paper. Okay, so I want to round the corners. And I got this off of Amazon. I don't even know the brand. It's some... It was only like $6. It works for now. So let's see. All right. I just like the rounded corners. All right. But you really got to shove it in there. Okay. I'll get rid of the trash. So let's see here. What can we put on these? I have some really neat. That one could use some music, maybe. And I have some, oh, not even in frame. Okay, so I have some music from a hymnal, and then I have some, I don't know what language this is, but it's just beautiful. Beautiful, from an old book. And this as well. And look at the edges, if you can see, of the paper, how it has just a natural patina. And I have so many old books. If you want some paper from old books, you let me know, and I'll fix you up a pack and get it sent to you. All right, I like this little thing right here and this little piece right here. So let's see. That would fit. Let's try that. Okay, hand tear. Here we go. Where are you? Okay. Sometimes I use my little Cricut scraper to get it going. Like I said, this is it's thicker than most of the vintage books I have, but it's very old and delicate. Okay, I want to take off these edges. So again, lesson learned from today, don't mix your glues. And in reality, it actually could have probably caused a crazy heat chain reaction and blew up in the sealed bottle. So I don't even know what I was thinking. Okay, back away from that text there. Yeah. Okay. Let's take a little of this. I wonder if that's strong enough. I think it is strong enough to ink. I have some others that really aren't. Let's put that aside. Let's see. Oh, it's not even. I need a little more. Bear with me. I don't know the theme of this vintage book. I have in the past used my cell phone on Google Translate, and you just hover your camera when you're in the app over the text, and it'll tell you what it is. Man, that is so tight. Okay, we're gonna do it. So let's ink. I use the guts of a book to put the edge of my paper against. Looking for ink. Okay. Tim Holtz Vintage Photo. Let's see. Just kind of, I don't want to break the paper. That sounds weird, but some of this, if you bend it, it will just crumble. All right, here we go. So it is November 2022. And I think last month, no, it was September. It was September. They had Hurricane Ian. Now they have a storm, Nicole, headed for Florida. I have family in the Tampa area. So, prayers for them. All right, so that, let's see. Whoa. Oh, probably should do the sides of this as well. So tell me, what are you making for Christmas gifts? Are you crafting? I'll be darned, I missed a corner. How about that? Did you guys see that? All right, do it over for the trash. Okay. All right. Back to square one. Here we go. Now, this is, of course, cardstock, so I can go a little firmer. So are you filling your Etsy shops with Christmas items? Or are you just gonna make stuff for friends? I was just looking over some junk journal Facebook groups last night that I'm involved in, or not involved in, I joined, I guess. I comment on people's stuff whenever I can, try to build people up, new crafters especially, but anyway, people were saying, oh, I gotta fill my Etsy shop. Yeah, you do. You do. Okay, so let's go ahead and ink this one here. I need to add some ink to that pad. Let's see if I got another one here. Yep, I do. We'll consider this one needing to be re-inked. Let's see if this one has any ink. I like these that you can buy on Amazon rather than these. These are good, but this will come apart very quickly. It's good for when I'm using the small little distress inks, because I don't use them very often, so you're less use, of course it's going to last longer, but for your go-to ink, get a makeup brush. And I was looking on the Joann's website when I needed to place an order. I got 25% off, even on sale stuff. And of course, when you go to find, I wanted some more collage medium, so I got that. Boy, that's really tight on there. May have to trim some edges, but let's get it in frame. All right, where was I at with that? Okay, I'm gonna get, goodness, I got paper towels everywhere. Okay. I'm gonna get most of this water off. Let's see. I don't know why, but I seem to start at the bottom of my tags. It seems like a recurring thing for me. I guess because I know that the top is going to stand out, so I want the showpiece, if you could call it that, at the top. Okay. Awesome. All right. What else can I do? I have a couple of things. I'm not real sure. They're not Christmassy, but they're pretty. I got this digital kit from a seller. I'm not going to mention who they are because they took it down because a lot of the images were just blurry. You can tell that they blew them up too much when they were making their digitals. And that's fine, but wasn't a good product. And I'm not a hater by any means, because I make digitals as well. But oh wow, that is cute. All right, and it's kind of in the same theme. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna switch to, where are you? This shade, Vintage, of Distress Collage Medium. I'm gonna switch so that it gives it a, you'll see, a cohesive, is that the word? If I can open it, please. Yes, okay. All right. I'm gonna just rub the extra off the brush. Okay. So now let's use this. And this is very white. It's white copy paper. So let's see how the vintage photo will fix that. Okay. And I could have used the clear on the back. It doesn't matter. Whoa. Oh, oh, oh. My hands today are just not working. All right, so let's go over this. Oh, look at that. I'll hold it up. Let me see if I can change my light. Oof. You can see how the white copy paper now looks distressed or vintagey. Vintagey. Okay, just go over. And it even, of course, adds the same patina to everything. And I'm just going to go long ways. You will have brush strokes. That's fine. I don't care. But that looks pretty good. And then I could find something here at some point to go there. Okay, so now we got this. Turn the page. Yeah, don't lay a fresh tag on all that junk. Okay, what are we gonna put on here? All right. I had my music. I just want to put a bar. I don't know. I quit band in the 9th grade, so let's go here. And it's not a Christmas song. It's just a song. All right. go right there. Does make sure it says something appropriate, which it does. Oh, I like that. Happy accident. Whoa, do you like that? It's kind of decisions. Okay. So let's put that down, so we know we want that. I'm not going to ink the edges. I'm just going to use the vintage color of collage medium. You'll see some of my videos I don't talk. If you're still watching, I can explain. I guess I won't say nobody, but a lot of people don't like the sound of their own voice. And that's me to a certain degree. I think I sound too deep. But anyway, had a traumatic head injury years ago. I'm fine now. It was a car accident, hit by a texting driver, 55 miles an hour. Basically a T-bone situation, so my head hit the window. So I don't like to talk on camera a lot of times because even though that was 2018, I still struggle with coming up with the words that I want to say. They're there, and I know what I want to say, and sometimes I will say a different word. I caught myself just now. I was going to say vintage flavor instead of vintage color, but that's funny. So it was a grade 3 concussion. I had trouble forming words after that for about 12 weeks. But anyway, I'm alive to tell the tale. I want to try to keep that page number. I like that. Okay. So I don't know if you know what that is. Some kind of Eastern European. Put that right there, maybe. Covers some of the words. Yeah. So anyway, some of my videos, some days I just feel like it's going to be a struggle with my speaking. So but I want a video. I want to have a play, as they say. So don't put that on exactly straight. Make it a little askew. Okay. So anyway, I'm wondering, let's see, good holder for all my junk there. If I collage over that with one of these, let's see, oh, I have some already torn off. Oh, yeah. Okay, so I just use a piece of this. It's got butter. To just collage over the whole thing. All right, so I'm not exactly well versed on this, how to use this paper. So, like I said, this is not a training video. by any means. Come on. And maybe this is the kind that doesn't rip with water. This is a different... Oh, Lord. Nope. Okay, so if you know how to use this stuff, send me a link to your video. If you know how to use this stuff. I think I might just have to collage over. Oy. And then wrap. And then cut it apart. Cut it off. Cut off the extra. Is that what you do? You just take a little off. I don't know what I'm doing here, folks. This truly is my first rodeo with this. I'm not gonna like the sharp edges, but maybe it will fade into... Come on, hands. All right. Ugh. We'll give it a shot. And I'm gonna switch back to the clear. Put my water pen up. Oh, man. So I'm gonna probably royally mess this up. I wonder if you put your medium on the back and then put it on the card. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Experiment time. Probably come apart. Should have watched a video on how to do this first, right? Okay, it's not falling apart or crinkling up so far. All right, I'm going to turn my page. So, we'll see if that looks any better after we get this on. It's hard to do something to every single tag in your book. We'll come back and see what that looks like when it dries. I'm not sure I'm a fan, but we'll see. Okay, what else do we have? Ugh. Turn this page. What else do we have to do? I printed some vintage, it was a digital from Creative Fabrica. Who knows if I'm saying that right? Printed some digitals, and my printer did what's called banding, where it prints lines. So is this a waste? Is this whole card a waste? That's a nice background where you can write on it. I don't want to waste this card, so I'm going to try to cover up some of the banding. It's just so cute. But I'll probably reprint them anyway and put in there. Oh. So let's see what we have. If we can just do little strips. I don't know if that's gonna look right, but we'll see. Going back to being on Facebook last night, I read a lot of posts in several different Facebook groups, and so many people have jumped onto their affection for junk journaling, but they are afraid to jump in. They're putting it out there. I collect digitals, or I admire digitals, or have old books, and they're just not stepping out of their boat. Your boat is your security, your comfort zone. It's the thing that you know. They're not getting their feet wet. What little kid. I don't know if that's gonna look crazy. But I say to that, I started messing around with this. Is it a genre? After the car accident, to help me regain motor skills in my hands, and to stimulate the part of my brain that was injured, for the most part. So, talk about comfort zone. My boat, I was capsized. I was told by my brain therapist, you need to learn something new. This left side of your brain needs to be activated. So learning something new, will stimulate the healing. And my grandmother, who had passed away years ago, she was a quilter. I mean, if you know anything about quilting, there's near where she lived, was an annual quilt show in Paducah, Kentucky, and she would enter things in there. And anyway, so I thought quilting. I want to do quilting. No. That was so technical and so, precise, measuring and imagining the blocks, in your mind, and then making them work. In one of my former careers, the company worked government jobs, and I would prepare multi-million-dollar bids for the company's work on these projects, or bidding the work to try to get the work. And so that was math, skill, excel, remembering things. I lost the technical aspect of a lot of things. I was a pretty good Microsoft Excel user. Well, you had to be if you're gonna compose a government bid that would involve multiple workers, multiple sites, multiple pieces of equipment, consumables, yada, yada, yada. But I wasn't doing that job when I had the wreck. But the job I was doing was as a account executive for a staffing firm. So I had to travel a lot, 10 counties. All of West Tennessee, basically. Get in and out of the vehicle. Talk to people. But anyway, I physically could not get in and out of a vehicle multiple times in a day. When the car hit me, threw my car up in the air, and the roadway was 5 feet lower than the field I landed in, or 5 feet higher. I landed in a field 5 feet lower than the roadway. So I went under the seatbelt. Of course, I'm going 55 miles an hour. This other dude is going 55 miles an hour. Oncoming each other. He gets in my lane, so I just have to veer to the right. Now that's not too bad. So my car went up in the air, spun, fell down. I went under the seatbelt. It tore up my back. I had to have shoulder surgery, back surgery. Anyway, 2 years, 3 years trying to recover. It's very difficult. All right, so what do you think? A eyelet. Got these off of Amazon. I'm not sure I remember how they work. Too big for a crocodile. Okay, so don't use the crocodile. I've got this. Okay, so that's one side. And then this is the backing. But anyway. So I lived through that. And now I can do my crafting for about an hour a day. And then I have to go and lay down. I had a spinal fusion at L4, L5. My disc above and below that are herniated. I'm pretty much herniated from T7 to S1. So, raw strap all the way down. Let's see. So that makes me need to lay down quite a bit. Oh, I've been watching. I'm going to make this tag a little to the, well, let's make it over here. I've been watching the Serpent Queen on stars. Actually, I did finish the Serpent Queen. That was pretty good. I'm on the Spanish Princess now. That's pretty good. Finished House of the Dragon season 1, which I hear season 2 will not be out till 2024. Okay, so that hole is way smaller. Like I said, when you buy stuff off Amazon, you just don't know. So after I bought these eyelets, I decided I have a crocodile. I'm just gonna go with the We Are Memory Keepers crocodile. Well, they're for the crocodile, I guess. Okay, so you put the backing on there. It's just like a little, I don't know, disc. It's concave on one side, so we're gonna, and this is gonna be crazy trying to, don't use the hole punch. Let's see. All right, so I do have a really cool device implanted in my epidural space called spinal cord stimulator. So when I do have pain, it stays on all the time. It gives you unperceptible, you know what I'm gonna do? Unperceptible electrical stimulation. And then when you need to increase it. Okay, so that worked pretty good. It's a pain in the rear. But anyway. And I'm about at the 52-minute mark, so I'm going to go for the day. Probably take me a day to get this uploaded. Let's put, I'll add some how about this right here? It kind of matches. All right. And I see people go through the back. I don't know. I like going through the front. I'll show you why. It makes, I think, a prettier looking, I don't know. I just like that. As opposed to that. I don't know. So there that is right there. And I got that all askew. We'll fix it. There we go. Curiously would look good right there. Tim Holtz. And I know I'm not talking loud enough. So thanks for coming along. Sorry I got long-winded. Well, remember, don't mix your glues. That's the takeaway from today. Don't mix your glues. And Joann's is having a sale. I don't think I'm going to go over that with collage medium. I think that looks great just the way it is. And I might find a little something to go on there, but my time is up. Thanks for coming along with me, and I hope you watch the rest of my videos and come back. Thanks a lot. Visit the Dodd Group on Etsy. Thanks. Bye-bye.